So these are some screen recordings of me playing some games just to give you an idea of how capable this mini PC is for playing some games. This is the GMKtec M7 Pro, and I set this up about a month ago as my main computer to see if I could use it as my main computer. I haven't used any other computer, no desktop, no laptops. I wanted to see if this could do everything I need it to. One thing I want to point out with some of this gaming footage is not only am I playing this game, but I am also recording the game in OBS while I'm playing it with 3 monitors for my computer setup. So if I wasn't running OBS or other programs or 3 monitors, you would see a higher frame rate than what you see now for these games. But as is, most of these games are definitely playable. On the older games, I'm getting above 60 frames per second. On some of the more graphics intensive games, I'm still getting 30 frames per second or above. And with most games nowadays, you can tweak the graphics settings so you could play virtually any game on this that you want. I've been really impressed with how well games work on this mini PC. Now, I do want to point out that this mini PC was sent to me so I could test it out and make this video. I've used a few GMKtec mini PCs before. I've absolutely loved them. They do a great job putting a lot of power in such a little space. The things I like especially about this M7 Pro is, for one, it has 2 USB-C ports. So you could plug in a dock or a USB-C hub in the front or the back or both, which is what I do. You can also plug in a monitor via USB-C. So if you want to extend how many monitors you have. So I've got 3 monitors. I've got one, I think, using the display port, one using the HDMI, and then one plugged into my USB-C hub. It's really easy to make upgrades on the computer. Now, I did struggle a little bit. The clear top on the mini PC kind of rotates off, and I struggled a little bit to get that off. But once I got that off, everything else was really easy. So what I did for this mini PC is I got my existing NVMe hard drives. I took them from my other computer. I popped them into this computer. It booted right up. Everything worked. I did update some drivers. It did say that it needed to reactivate Windows. I just went to Windows activation, pressed a button, and it recognized from the serial number on the motherboard that it already has an active license. So this has Windows 11 Pro, which is really nice. The other thing I really liked about this mini PC is that the fan on it is really quiet, probably more quiet on any other mini PC I've used other than the fanless mini PCs that you get. Now, for me, that's really important because I do product reviews. I am talking into a mic. I need a quiet environment, so I don't want a loud fan going off. So I really like that about this mini PC. And speaking of doing product reviews and video editing, that is what I do for a full-time job. So on this mini PC, I am doing video editing every single day, and it works great for that. Now, it's not going to be the fastest computer for video editing, but I don't have to use proxy media. I can use the media as is, and it works just fine. My video edits are generally quite simple and easy. I usually only have a handful of tracks. So if you do video editing where you stack a lot, then it might slow down. But for basic things, this has been awesome for me. For gaming, it works just fine. I've tested things out with complex spreadsheets. That works just great. I've tested things out with graphics where I've tried files in Blender to see how well it works for 3D. Now, for complex things, again, yeah, it's going to be a little bit slow, but for basic things in Blender, works just great. For using GIMP or Inkscape, doing some graphic design, it worked plenty fast for me. For doing multitasking, having a bunch of different programs open, having a million tabs open in Chrome, everything has worked smooth on this mini PC. It's got DDR5 RAMs, so you have your faster speeds for RAM. I ran network tests. I got the fastest speeds my network would provide over the Wi-Fi, so I can't test it any faster than what I got. I haven't had any reliability issues with this. I keep it on 24/7 because it's so quiet. When I need to use it, I just hit the keyboard or the mouse. It wakes up, I log in, good to go. I have used a lot of mini PCs. I'm very happy with this one. It's good enough that I'm not going to use anything else at this point. I'm going to keep it as is. I've got everything set up and everything works totally fine for me. So if you are looking for an all-purpose mini PC, this is it. This works great for any task you can put to it. If you're looking for a gaming mini PC, yep, you can absolutely get something better or faster, but this totally works for most games, especially if you tweak some of the graphics settings recordings. And the really nice thing about this is not expensive at all. For the specs you are getting and how much you pay for this, you are getting a bargain of a computer. Really impressed with it. Definitely worth checking out.